Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 6. We are on the second one of our newest set of main quests. And last time we finally liberated Fort Monastery, even though the soldiers there decided, or rather their commander did, to still stick around. But they're definitely way better off than they used to be, so that's definitely a victory. And today we're going to hopefully liberate, or I guess at least explore, Fort Draco, finally. We're going to use the object that Levitt gave us to hopefully unseal the gates. Let's see if that works. Apparently so. And inside we're supposed to meet, or to activate a teleporter, which will then hopefully finally give us an actual fast travel option into the previously occupied lands. Not quite as occupied anymore as they used to be. And yeah, once that teleporter is active, a unit of soldiers is supposed to join us, and then we're supposed to clean up whatever critters, nasties might have, made a home inside the fortress in Avernum's absence. But first, you approach the gates of Fort Draco, one of Avernum's oldest and strongest fortresses. It is not currently held by the Slizerikai. In fact, it doesn't look like it's held by anyone at all. Not anyone, but anything, perhaps. It is eerily quiet, and you can see nobody moving inside. The gates are huge, steel closed, and glowing with a faint green light. If the nearby sign is to be trusted, they bear powerful magical wards, enough even to keep the Slith horde out. I mean, we know that much. Still, we didn't get those first two paragraphs when we first approached, I don't think. There was just nothing? Maybe there was something like that, I don't know. Not that they haven't tried. The wall is covered with cracks and burn marks, evidence of the extreme brute force the enemy brought to bear on the entryway, to no avail. You remove the crystal Levitt gave you from your pack and wave it around the gate. Something does indeed happen. You hear grinding, you smell smoke, and with a sound like the shriek of 1,000 demons. That escalated quickly. The gate slowly opens. 1,000 demons. That's a lot. You step inside Fort Draco and look around. The first ever night to do so since it was abandoned. It is definitely eerie. It looks like everyone was packing up and preparing to abandon the fort. Wagons full of food and supplies, mostly rotten, are lined up on the road. And then, for some reason, everyone fled at once, sealing the gates and abandoning everything. Now it is quiet and empty. Everything is covered with a light layer of dust and mold, and there is a faint smell of rot in the air. All is still. Except as you enter, you think you can hear faintly, somewhere in the distance, someone giggling. But then it stops. Probably your overactive imagination. Yes, of course, game. Of course. No need for overactive imagination. Not in this game. Before Fort Draco was abandoned, mages hurriedly erected defenses to ward off anyone who might try to fly in or scale the wall. As you get close to this ring of crystal pillars, your skin starts to burn slightly. You hear humming. A brief search reveals that it's coming from the crystal Levitt gave you. It is identifying you as safe, which is why the crystals haven't incinerated you yet. I was hoping that something like that was actually happening. Any members of the Slith horde who climbed over the walls would... Well, there were a number of greasy scorch marks on the floor inside the gate. Okay. Probably still better to stay away from that place. Well, we're gonna explore a little bit more of it. Oh. Too complicated to be picked. That's interesting. Okay, and this is completely locked off. And that barrel is curiously unreachable, because clearly we cannot move those empty barrels out of the way to reach that closed one. Let's not be ridiculous. You don't manage to turn the wheel. You aren't strong enough. Fair enough, we don't need to. We will take that, though. Okay, those are not worth anything. Okay, this building we can enter. Actually... What's it say, though? The Draco Arms. Oh, that's that used to be the local inn, I suppose. Some bread, sure. If we already have the item, might as well add to the stack for what it's worth. Don't do that. Okay. Some cash. Not a whole lot, but, you know. Oh, downstairs. You can hear scratching. It's coming from nearby, but you're not sure where. Red ambush incoming? Or is it whatever was giggling before? I mean, I guess some form of demon, probably. Imps. Something along those lines. Well, there's the teleporter. Message? No. Not until we actually click on it. I mean, we are supposed to activate that and be joined by those other soldiers and, you know, then clear this place up together, but honestly that sounds like a bit of a pain and I'd rather just look around on my own, at least for now. To at least get a lay of the land. But unless we can find a key, there's at least that one place that we cannot enter right now. So maybe we'll actually... maybe that'll actually be unlocked by those other guys. Alchemical Workshop, Metallurgy. Oh, is this maybe... where we're gonna find the thing that we're supposed to get for X. X is Anvil. The anvil is in Fort Draco, far to the north. X gave you a metal token. If you find the anvil, place the token onto it. Right. Metallurgy. Oh, okay. Someone, hurriedly but effectively, etched some runes of warding in the floor here. On the other side you can see lots of scorching on the walls and ceiling, as if someone trapped within battered the barrier with battered the barrier with powerful magic. For now, though, it's quiet. If something is still trapped within, it's lurking at a polite distance. Polite, huh? Well, I have a feeling like this is where we want to be. Okay, we are not being stopped by that. That's good, I guess? Or is it? Ah. Hi there, gazer. Are you gonna see us from there with your many eyes? I think it started moving towards us. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Thanks for giving us all the time we needed. There are 3 of you. Including Kelham of Many Eyes. Okay, you're not taking a ton of damage. I mean, I suppose it's not terrible. It's not the worst I've seen. How do you like, say, cold damage? Okay, cold damage works. What's going on outside? I have no idea. We're gonna slow you guys down. Kelham of Many Eyes. 3 gazers have been trapped in this cramped storeroom for months. It's a mystery how they got here. Maybe they attacked, or someone lured them in, and whoever was here decided that trapping them was less work than killing them. The gazers, not terribly sane to begin with, have not reacted well to being trapped here, eating rats, wasting away, and sometimes even having to rest on the stone floor. What would they normally do? Where would they normally rest? The largest of them, when it sees you, can only let out a long, incoherent scream of rage. Then their eye stalks all focus upon you in unison. Which one of us? Who knows? Okay. Yeah, the fire sword is not really doing much here, so clearly they are resistant to fire. But they're also resistant to physical, so it's not like, you know, one is vastly more effective than the other. You probably should have cast 1 Divine Restoration for the regen effect, but it's fine for now. Let's go with 1 Arcane Blow. Should hit all of you? Eh. Not amazing. Okay, maybe finish him off. Nice, good. And we can kill his armor. I mean, he has more health than the lesser ones, but yeah, I think we're still gonna be fine focusing on him now. There. Obviously not quite necessary right now, but you know, can't hurt. Cloak of Blades. Oh, okay, he's being annoying. I see. In that case, change of plans. I guess we're dealing with this one first. Oh, okay. You can get another attack. Pretty nice one too. This might work well enough. Yep, still does. How about lightning? Eh. Looks like, once again, magically speaking... Oh, they were both completely dazed, were they? Or not dazed, but stunned. They did not get their turns at all. Oh. I was briefly wondering why Lulu's turn came up already. Okay, so that's not great, but yeah, as I was saying, magically, seems like the only thing that really does something is cold. So let's see how a boosted Icy Rain fares against him. Eh. Okay. This time you get to do something. And it looks like... Oh. Well, I didn't necessarily mean to shoot an arrow, although I guess it's fine. I thought, you know, like so many times, I wasn't looking at the AP display up here. It somehow felt like Sans would get another attack, so I clicked again. It just took you know, a longer time than I expected for Lulu's turn to come up in this case. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I haven't tried Fire Blast. Yeah, okay, no. So they really do resist everything. Except for cold. But, I mean, it hardly matters. We're still dealing decent enough damage to them. And they're not particularly dangerous, as far as these things go. I guess I can still cast some acid. Just... Oh, that actually kind of works. It's too bad that the mages of, you know, of all people, the mages' ability to deal different types of damage is so limited. You'd think that, you know, a specialized mage should have access to somewhat equally powerful magical spells covering all the different elements in the game. But, well, two of them, Acid and Cold, are definitely way underpowered compared to, well, Fire, Lightning, and, I guess, Arcane generic magic. Oh well. Oh, he died from acid, I suppose. Okay. More ice stalks, for what it's worth. Wisdom crystal, though, very nice. We're technically still regenerating, so I guess we're good. And that would be the anvil, I suppose. I wasn't even... Obviously, it's been visible for the entire fight, but I just wasn't paying attention, but there it is. There's a large anvil in this alcove. It's a beautiful piece of work. A huge shining chunk of tempered steel, carefully worked into a shape that perfectly and elegantly conveys a convincing sense of anvilness. Yeah, okay. It's an anvil. You can't help but reach out and run your fingers over the cool metal. It's an amazing piece of craftsmanship, probably only just completed when the fort had to be abandoned. This must be the anvil that X wanted. You take the token he gave you and place it on the top. Then you stand back. well back. It's good that you did. Sure enough, moments later the token begins to glow. There is a flash of light and a deafening pop. The anvil is gone, along with all of the air around it, and a large chunk of the floor. I mean, okay, good thing we didn't actually need to step back, but also the game didn't actually give me time to do that, so, yeah. Any secret buttons here? These are walls where... walls and lighting conditions where it would be pretty easy to miss, but it doesn't look like it. Okay. Trying to keep my eyes peeled here, but no. Seems like that's it. Alright, awesome. That's that quest finally done. Oh, yeah, we'll take all of these, thank you very much. Okay. Anything else happening here? Doesn't seem like it. We never looked in here. Might as well take absolutely everything of any value. Waste not, want not. Okay. Right, so there's the basement of the inn. There's this place that's locked off, although there might be an underground way there, and there's this place that's just locked. Well, let's explore everything we can before calling in the infantry. Right, scratching. You hear rock crumbling behind you, followed by an eerily familiar clicking and hissing sound. For Draco's wards are very good, but there's nothing Avernum's wizards can do about creatures who can burrow in from below. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true, that there's nothing they can do. They just, I guess, didn't think of that, and thus didn't do anything. Some piercing kydrax. Well, let's pierce them before they get a chance to pierce us, which they probably still will. Divine Fire should do just fine against them. As should regular fire. That one did not move. That's okay. Whoa. That was a pretty good attack. No complaints here. Okay. There we go. Maybe I should have done some healing. He's gonna be fine, no problem. Not even close. Ow. Yeah, even if you get riposted, you're not gonna kill yourself. Okay. I should definitely heal him. Smite? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Get that poison. Nothing in here, huh? Where'd they even come from? This sealed little chamber. Oh well. What do we have here? Nullity shield. Okay, some fancy equipment. Relatively speaking. Oh. Armor elixir. Shielding potion. Wait. Enduring armor. Enduring shield. We don't have any of those? That's weird. Not that we need them? Or do we? Wait. Enduring shield, enduring armor. I guess I got rid of... Oh, wait. You got those. Okay. I don't know how I missed that repeatedly. There we go. I was sure that we had some of those. I guess these shielding potions, though, they really aren't worth keeping. We can just sell those. I mean, I'm not going to use the others either, but, you know, at least they're technically better. Oh, and there's another sealed gate. Alright, so the game insists that we do indeed activate the teleporter. Fair enough. So we'll have to deal with this, well, ultimately kind of escort quest. You approach the pylon, ready to not touch it, just like you use the others. What? What? Why am I making up things that aren't there? Missing things that are there and inventing words where there are none. You approach the pylon, ready to touch it just like you use the others. When you touch the stone, however, nothing happens. The magical device remains dormant. Then you notice that the crystal in the top has a crack in it. You can't see what might have caused it. Perhaps a departing soldier broke it to keep the Slitherikai from using it somehow. You hear a soft humming coming from inside your pack. You look inside and realize that the sound is coming from the crystal that you were given to enter the fort. It is just about the same size as the cracked stone in the pylon. Well, well, well. I guess we'll replace it then. Try to repair the old crystal. How would we even do that? You can't just repair a cracked crystal. You can try to glue it together, I suppose. You inspect the old crystal more carefully. The crack runs deep. A flaw like this can't be repaired. If it could, the great portal might have been saved. Yeah. Replace the stone. It takes a bit of prying and smacking, but you manage to dislodge the broken, useless crystal. Once the niche at the top is empty, you place the new stone. It's perfect. It's a perfect fit. Immediately, something starts to happen. There is a low humming. The air starts to vibrate. The crystal glows. And then, as you jump back, several figures begin to appear around the pylon. Wait. You watch the figures appear. Sure enough, as promised, there are 6 Avernite soldiers, all officers, all heavily armed and armored, with many potions and scroll tubes hanging from their belts and shoulder straps. The moment they appear, they take defensive positions, blades out, and begin to scan the area for hostiles. Well, you can relax, guys. There's absolutely nothing around. Once they see that there's only you, they relax. Slightly. They're clearly a competent and deadly crew. The leader is a young, tall, pale man in remarkable physical shape. He carries his plate armor as if it was made of air. He walks up to you, gives a confident little smile, and nods. I'm Lieutenant Gelbart, he says. Once of Fort Draco. And here again. Still a hole, I see. He grins. Well, we're here at last. I suppose you can brief us, and then we can go pick up the junk. Pick up the junk, huh? Right, you're here to pick up whatever valuable equipment was left behind. Not quite sure exactly what you're looking for. Oh, they're all named actually. Wow. Raider Olson, Raider Halloway, Raider Sterling, Raider Iskes, Raider Rumson, and Lieutenant Gelbart. Not sure if these names... They have a feel like they might all be references to something. Olson is otherwise a pretty weird name for a Slith. But who knows? I don't think I remember. I don't think I recognize any of those names or this particular group of people. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just random names. Lieutenant Gelbart. Lieutenant Gelbart is still looking around at the fort, looking for any signs of trouble. He grins and cracks jokes to ease the tension, but you can see in his eyes just how seriously he takes the situation. Well, you've been here longer than us. We'll let you give the call for when to start. Just say when you're ready. The other soldiers check their equipment, making sure that all of their potions and scrolls are ready for speedy use. What kind of soldier relies so heavily on scrolls and potions? That's weird. Who even uses those things? So you were stationed here before? He nods. Go to old Fort Draco, right at the center of the northern caves, where all the monsters like to come first. And far enough from the castle to keep us from getting any supplies worth having. Of course, that changed when the Slith Horde showed up for a short time. A lot of generals showed up, records, staff, wizards, and supplies in tow. They got here just in time to have to evacuate. Why were so many supplies left behind? I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't been here to see it. They picked up the wagons, but they were too slow. The Slith Horde advanced twice as fast as we thought they would. We didn't destroy the bridges. That was a big problem. So in the end, everyone but the wizards fled just hours ahead of the enemy. The wizards completed the wizards completed the wards from inside and used the pylon to escape, and the place has been sealed up until now. Why did you evacuate? Because the Sliths were attacking. Weren't you listening? Because the Slith Horde was advancing at full speed. Yeah, exactly. As he literally just told us. We were arrogant. We thought it was just another little raid. The generals didn't count on the skill of the Impaler, the Man-Burner, and the Shadow. Then they saw Fort Monastery go under siege, and they realized they didn't want that to happen to them. Not the generals. So they sealed the fort up and fled. Of course, those 3 are dead now. Ah, yes. You killed them, correct? Perhaps they were not as dangerous as we feared. Excuse me? Maybe we're just more formidable than we appear? What are you here to collect? The soldiers chuckle darkly. Gelbert says, "Oh, we have quite a long shopping list. Records, maps, rare crystals, and bits of magical equipment. Scroll tubes. Probably paintings of wives and mistresses, for all I know. The sad part is that we were smart enough to put everything valuable in the vault downstairs. That means we have a walk ahead of us." If these things are so valuable, why weren't they taken when you left? We could only take what we could carry on our backs. We took the most important things, or what we thought were the most important things. And remember, we thought we could use the Great Portal to replace some equipment. But now the mages need this or that to work on the Great Portal, and they found that some of the items they were short on were here. You know how it is. You only miss it when it's gone. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Tell me about the vault. I've never been to it, but I have maps. We've been briefed well by the mages who made the defenses. We know how to pass the wards. Just help us to stay alive. My men are some of the best, but none of them have a reputation like yours. Okay, so we're being acknowledged a little bit here, at least. So you have a lot of potions and scrolls. I couldn't help but notice. He nods. Amazing, isn't it? Not often these days you see a soldier who has been properly supplied. We've been told we need to return everything we haven't used to the castle quartermaster, but if you need tending to, we can do it before we go. Oh, okay. No. I mean, I guess we're missing a tiny amount of mana, but sure. Yeah. So how will we proceed? Well, we've been briefed and trained. We've spent the last few weeks in the castle studying maps and talking to wizards. We will go south to the stairs down. Then we will go around the tunnel to the vault, open it up, get what we need, and run back to the pylon. Not complicated. I'm sure. It's gonna happen just like that. Completely smoothly. No incidents whatsoever. And what will I do? Stay close to us. Keep as many of us alive as you can. With any luck, we won't have any problems. But, well, I've never had any mission go easily before. Yeah. Doesn't happen all that often. Do you think we might run into any resistance? The wizards say no. They say their wards are impenetrable. And you can guess how much we trust that. A soldier spits. It's an abandoned fort full of treasure. I doubt there will be any sliths here, but... He looks around. Something doesn't feel right. Okay, hold on a second. I just want to see if anyone else has anything interesting to say. Raider Olsen, you talked to the soldiers briefly. They're some of Avernum's best. Fearless, well-trained, and foul-mouthed. They don't have much to say. They're concentrating on the mission at hand. If you have anything to say, talk to Galbard. He's in charge. Well, that's fair, I guess. How tough are you guys? Okay, so-so. I guess it depends on what kinds of enemies we're facing. I mean, Galbard is probably going to survive, judging by his hit points. The others, especially Hellaway and Sterling, the archers, I guess makes sense. They look a little bit squishy, but I'll do my best to keep them alive, of course. So south to the stairs. I mean, I guess we'll see. Either we take the stairs in the inn, or they'll unlock this building here somehow. Either way, let's go, I guess. I'm ready to go. Are you sure? We're going to move fast. You'd better be ready to follow. Sure. Gilbert nods and smiles. All right, men. We've been working on this for weeks. Don't mess it up, and don't forget your swords. Let's go. He starts to move to the south, and the others follow. They move quickly but alertly, watching every corner and shadow for signs of movement. Oh. The Gremlin King. That didn't take long. Indeed. Weird timing, actually, that the Gremlin King decided to appear right now. Lieutenant Gelbard and his men have already stopped. They stand at the outskirts of the Ring of Crystals, looking at something. A small creature stands in the center, grinning. At first you think that he's a goblin. A very manic goblin with crazy eyes, a wide grin, and sharp teeth, who's completely unaffected by the powerful magical wards. He scratches his head. You notice that he's wearing a thin gold band on his head. Then he lets out a long mad cackle. He jumps from one foot to the other. Then he says, "Wonderful, wonderful! New toys! New playthings for the Gremlin King! Happy, happy day!" You hear Gilbert mutter, "This could be worse, I suppose." You're the what? "The king! King, king, king of the gremlins! They all answer to me! All of my unstoppable gremlin army!" You look around. There is only one gremlin here. Yeah, I have a feeling like that might change. You had better leave. There are powerful magical wards here. The gremlin prances over to one of the crystal pylons. The charged pillar of stone looms far above the little creature. He touches it, then he kicks it, then he licks it, then he giggles. The pylons see the sliths, the slithy sliths, but they don't see us. What are you doing here exactly? "This is our house now, our happy, happy house, and you'd better go or we'll eat the meat from your bones. We're always hungry, we gremlins are. My subjects miss lovely people meat." Gerard sighs. "This is a waste of time. If this creature doesn't do something to make us stop, we should just go by." Yeah, why don't we just leave, actually? Where are those other subjects? "In the tunnels and the shadows, leaving little jokes for you. Little happy surprises." Oh no. So you claim Fort Draco for yourself? "Yes, yes, you are smart. We are tired of hiding in clammy caves and smelly woods. We want a nice fort with a roof." This fort doesn't have a roof, but okay. "Perfect for the king of the gremlins." "But it is not Fort Draco anymore. Now it is Fort Gremlin King. That is what you say, or I will eat you." We only need a few things, then we'll be going. Why is that our only option? The Gremlin King raises his eyebrows. "Oh, you would take the treasures of his dreaded majesty? By which I mean me? Well, maybe I can let you by. Bow to me first. Say I'm the king of gremlins and mighty, and I will let you pass." Gabard shrugs. "Seems a small price to pay to put an end to this madness." "I will not bow to you. Screw that." The Gremlin King is annoyed but unsurprised. "Well, it wouldn't have made any difference." Yeah, that's what I figure anyway. As he talks, you hear an ominous clanging sound to the east. "I will not let you have my treasure. I will only let you leave with your life. Go, now. This was your last warning." And with that, the Gremlin King disappears in a cloud of greasy, foul-smelling smoke. And then, as if nothing has happened, the soldiers move, walking toward the sealed barracks to the south. They still have a mission to do. Okay, they're oddly unfazed by this. Okay, let's save after that little encounter. One of the soldiers walks up to the closed gates and touches it with a forefinger. He mutters a password very quietly. You couldn't make out what it was, but it must have been correct. The gate slowly opens. Lieutenant Gilbert says, "It would be nice if that gate kept the gremlin out of there, but I doubt it. Those things are like rats. They can get through the tiniest of cracks." Yeah, especially if they can teleport around at will, ignoring extremely powerful magical wards. Nothing in here? Okay, they're just heading straight downstairs, I guess, but obviously we'll loot everything this place has, which is apparently not all that much. Speed elixir. Yeah, really not all that much. Okay. Lieutenant Gilbert notes your arrival. "Good, you're here. This is all as I remember it." You look down the gallery. It looks like it was recently and hurriedly dug and blasted out, probably to give storage and barrack space for Fort Draco. To provide storage and barrack space for Fort Draco, none of which was ever properly used. Gilbert says, It would have to be gremlins, little pests of the Fae, always looking for someone to play with and to eat when they're done. I'm sure they've been down here. I'm sure we'll have problems. Stay close." They walk down the hall. Okay, what is this place again? Oh, wait. Yeah, that's underneath the freaking inn where we just were. Right. Yeah, but I thought that we had approached the caves and tunnels underneath Fort Draco from somewhere else before, and you know, obviously we were stopped by this gate here. Looks like we're moving in the completely opposite direction, though. Well, we'll see if we end up on the other side of that gate eventually. So let's save again. Because, yeah, something's definitely going to happen. Raider Rumson. Hello. There's a magic circle in the hallway here. This intersection was probably going to be a workshop for the wizards that were briefly stationed here. It was never used. What a waste of work and resources. The soldiers, trained to exercise great caution around anything that seems magical, approach it carefully. This was wise. There is a blast of icy cold. As they jump back, a translucent shade 12 feet tall appears in the circle. It moves very slowly, like an automaton. As its arms sway back and forth, other shades begin to appear at its feet. Gelbart shouts, "It's not a ghost! It's just a construct! Destroy it before it can do anything!" As the soldiers charge, you hear laughter in the shadows. Many cruel, high-pitched voices cackling and running down the halls. Okay, we have an actual shade construct here. Game was nice enough to give us a few turns to prepare. The construct has created a tiny shade. It's small, but there is a ball of pure blackness in its chest. Being near it makes you feel ill. Your heart speeds up. Sweat beads up on your forehead. You feel faint. Gelbart shouts, "I don't like the look of that thing. Destroy it fast!" Death Shade. Fair enough. We're still not in combat, though. Somehow. We are now. Good. Okay, we got the basic buffs done. That's all I need. Okay, that thing does not look particularly bad. Let's just go ahead and destroy it quickly, as has been suggested. Okay. You know what? You can just press the wrong button first, as is the custom. Then use your cooldown to weaken the shade. Let's see if acid works against it. Sure does. Okay, there's another death shade. Okay, some area spell. But it's already taken some pretty considerable damage here. Alright, honestly, you should probably, yeah, still focus on that thing. And you really can't from here, so I guess you focus on the construct. No one's taken too terrible damage quite yet. Okay. Repel Spirit works just fine. I wouldn't mind if any of the soldiers joined in on the, dealing with the Death Shade here, but, well, it's what it is. I guess I'll just go for a Fire Blast, maybe, or, I don't know. Does Arcane Load deal damage, deal more damage? It's obviously at level 1 compared to Fire Blast's level, I don't know, more than 1. It is more expensive, so you'd think that, all the enemy's resistances being equal, it should, by default, deal more damage. I think it might, actually. It does feel decently powerful. Could someone please hit that thing only once? Oh, okay. I mean, it tried to just normally attack. That doesn't seem that bad. I'll get rid of it anyway. Just in case. Oh, and they're gonna steal my kill. Well, that's fine. The ghostly construct begins to shudder. There is a sound like air escaping from a bladder. Tears appear in its surface, then it crumbles and fades away. You instantly feel better. Lieutenant Gelbart shakes his head. We were told to expect sliths, kytrax, maybe even a demon if we got unlucky. But this is fairy magic. The sort that leaves you without a soul. He walks up to the gates and mutters another password, quiet enough to hide it from anyone who might be eavesdropping. The gates open. Onward. Okay. That's slightly unfortunate. I mean, it's not that bad, but I just wanted... It would have been a good opportunity to stand for Lulu to stand literally in the middle of absolutely everyone, just to, make sure everyone's topped off equally and whatnot. Just in case. There's the next summoning circle, though. Oh, nothing appearing right away? Okay, this time it's Raider Olsen who's being mentioned here. The soldiers suddenly stop moving in perfect unison. You quickly look around, thinking that they might have sighted something, but then you realize that they're completely immobile, as in not even breathing. Oh. You poke one of them, trying to detect some signs of life. As you try to revive them, you hear the sounds of howling and snarling echoing through the tunnels. And just below the snarling, you can hear shrill giggling. Huh, I wonder what's going on here. Rockhounds, that's what. Okay, so they're all stunned. That's great. Shouldn't be too big of a problem, though. I'm gonna save here. That's a lot of rockhounds. But, yeah. We can hit them pretty hard. Oh, you can attack again? Wow, that's pretty impressive, to be honest. Almost one-shotting one of these things. Almost 500 damage in 2 attacks. Not too shabby. Okay. I think I'm going to use your turn to try and daze them, though. Okay, that one was dazed. Wait, how are you even... Oh, there's got to be a slope here. Yeah, okay. There actually is. So I guess you're staying right next to this one, right? Not that one? Why is that one damaged, though? Oh, that's from the Divine Fire, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway, oh, okay. Apparently those dogs can somehow riposte a spear attack. Okay. Let's not question it. I say questioning it. I mean, those two are pretty low. What do you think? Is a boosted arcane blow enough to take them out? Not quite. They also don't hit as hard as I would have expected, so I guess that's fine. We can finish you off. Right, you can try that again. Oh wow, what? 30 damage, 98 resisted or blocked? That's terrible. Okay. Is that how that one's somehow different? How is Ayali dealing so much more damage when most of her damage is still physical? Weird, but okay. Take that one out. Yeah, what's up with that? She's dealing so much more damage. Weaken it, at least. And magical damage definitely seems to be the way to go against these things. I have no idea how we missed that one. And I also don't know which is the one whose armor I weakened, but, well. Actually, you know what? Shoot that one. Xas is really underperforming in this combat. It's unexpected. I suppose it is mostly her fire sword that's dealing most of the damage here. Okay. So they're probably gonna wake up any moment now? Yep. Slowly, painfully, the soldiers come out of their haze. Their confidence has been greatly shaken by how easily the gremlins ensnared them. It is only your great experience and magical protection that saved your lives. Your great... Okay. We were somehow better protected? Not sure how that is, but okay. Lieutenant Galbert mutters, I'll say one thing about the Gremlin King. He doesn't play fair, and he can expect no mercy from me when I finally catch him and wring his neck. One of them walks up to the gates and mutters another password, quite enough to hide it from anyone who might be eavesdropping. The gates open. Onward! Yes, could we please at least loot this place? I suppose we can always do that on the way out, unless we somehow end up blowing the place up or something. Accidentally or intentionally. Not that anything like that has ever happened around us in the past. Well, I guess we can just pick these things up, make sure that there aren't any secret buttons. Hopefully they won't get too far ahead of us. Looks like they're basically waiting for us to approach. That's nice. You have reached a dead end. All there is here is a stone mound covered with trash. Well, looks more like... Well, actually, maybe it does look like trash, not bones, as I first thought. A dark river flows past nearby. Now the laughter of gremlins erupts, coming from all directions and echoing up and down the gallery. As you try to ignore the sounds of the hidden creatures, Gelbart says, "No, this was the wrong way. There was supposed to be a left turn back there, not a right. I bet the gremlins concealed the corridor." But then the laughter stops, shrill cackling to silence in the space of an instant. And then you hear a deep, low growl. You turn and see a dragon sitting on the stone mound. No, not a dragon, another construct, a mass of trash held together by fairy magic, moss and lichen giving it all a green tint. But then the ersatz reptile opens its mouth and a jet of flame emerges. Fake but still deadly. So, wait, it's not... The thing is fake, but the fire is not, of course. Gelbart shouts, "More gremlin madness! Come on, let's show them that the soldiers of Avernum are not afraid of such tricks!" A junk dragon. Okay. Green monster of the swamp. Basically. I mean, it's not a swamp, but, you know, close enough. Junkyard, really. Anyway. Buffs. Haste needed a refreshing... Okay, just in time too. Okay. Ayali manages to overcome the terror. That's good. But this thing is basically immune to fire and very resistant to physical. That's not great. It is now cursed... Wait, and weakened, okay. That's good, but... yeah, I'm still a bit concerned here. I guess I'm gonna try attacking. What else can I do? Overcame the terror. Okay. No, I'm an idiot. Didn't need to unshackle mind. I wanted to put up a ward of thoughts, of course, to hopefully prevent any future terror. How are we going to damage this thing? So fire and physical are not the way. That does not leave a ton of options, unfortunately. I could try slowing it, but I think I'll... Somehow it feels like in none of the past encounters where I cast slow, it ever did anything. I feel like it used to be much more reliable in the past, where it actually pretty regularly made enemies skip their turns. I don't know if I've just been getting a little bit unlucky recently, or if I've just not been paying close enough attention and it did happen and I just missed it. Or maybe higher level enemies actually have a better chance of not being affected by it, even if they are affected by the debuff itself. Who knows? Anyway, let's actually go ahead and swap out these weapons for what it's worth. I mean, it's better, and she's still not getting terrified? Yeah, okay. Getting lucky so far. You will have to move around like this. Okay. It's going down slowly. Very slowly. Okay, word of thoughts, please. Thank you. Does not affect the other NPCs. But that's fine. Let's try lightning. Not amazing. Let's try Magical? Not amazing. Okay. It doesn't really do a lot, but when it does, it hits pretty hard. Noted. Yeah, and I mean, it's going down slowly. But I guess there's just no way to really deal satisfying damage to it. It's just... I mean, it has basically 2,000 health, except it's just effectively more like 4,000. Because we're really only dealing half damage with whatever we do. Mighty Blow, come on. Yeah. I'm absolutely amazed that so far no one has been affected by the terror effect. No idea how that works. Have we tried cold damage before? I don't think we have, right? I mean, it's basically immune to fire. Okay, once again, actually weak to cold, it looks like. Or at least, so far the most susceptible. Still resisted some of it. Well. Cold damage it is, I guess. Yeah, it's mostly just trying to move around, and because it's surrounded by so many of us, it's losing most of its action points that way. Okay. Should we heal this guy? I mean, yeah. It would be unfortunate if some stray attack actually killed him off. We could have easily prevented that. And is the dragon gonna die? Oh. It's getting pretty close. Oh, and it died from acid. Okay, fair enough. The magic holding the dragon construct together gives out, and it returns to its trashy components. For the first time, you hear a different sound from the concealed gremlins in the shadows. An angry hiss. The worn and wounded attack force turns back to try to locate the concealed wall. Alright. Oh. Eliavri's bow. Plus 2 to quick action, plus 3 to bows, makes sense. 2% hostile effect resistance. 14 to 42 damage. Ah, right. I mean, 14 to 42 sounds so much better. But I guess it really isn't? This is nice, though. Okay, also, quick action actually gives you a chance for more attacks. And quick attack is the one... You don't have those. Quick strike, right. Yeah, okay. So quick action is actually what I want, at least for my fighters. It doesn't really help with anything but melee, yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I assume it also caps out at 10, so they don't actually need any more points in that. Otherwise, of course, I would give this weapon to one of my fighters. That being said, mind effect resistance is definitely useful to have. Quick strike, yeah, since quick attack is... No, wait. Quick action is maxed out. Quick strike helps a little bit. Fatigue removal is nice to have. Sharpshooter doesn't help you at all. I mean, we have established that the Heartstriker bow, above a certain level of damage increasing skills, deals the most damage, but does it really outclass this with its better, significantly higher base damage, and an additional 3 points to bow damage, and some quick action, which doesn't help her, and some extra resistance? I don't know, man. It's tough. I guess I could always give it to him, which would not encumber him, and he would benefit extremely slightly from the hostile effect resistance. I guess I might as well do that. It definitely feels like a waste. I'm very tempted to just give this bow to my archer. If I had never read up on, you know, the Hot Striker's hidden benefits, I suppose, hidden damage multiplier, well, I wouldn't have used this in the first place because it just doesn't look like it compares to any of my other bows, right? And I would definitely use this because it looks like so much... It looks so much more interesting. I mean, obviously, it has actual magical bonuses, for one. It looks so much more powerful. It sounds more interesting. Well, actually, I mean, Hot Striker Bow sounds kind of interesting, just based on its name. Everything in, you know, all my role-player instincts scream at me that this is the better bow. It should be. It's the one I want to use. Should I? Should I just do that? Surely the Hot Striker Bow can't be that much more powerful, right? I guess we'll see. We'll give it a field test. Maybe. I'll try to gauge just how different the damage numbers seem. Although I've obviously not really been, you know, taking notes, making exact, precise lists and observations. Okay, that path has just completely opened up. Also, we're actually going to take a break here. I mean, yeah, this was a longer expedition. Oh, also... No, never mind. We did obviously loot that bow from the Junk Dragon just now. So, yeah, presumably we got everything from that encounter that we needed to. I will need to rebuff when I get a chance, like right now. What happened? What just happened? Hold on. I had just saved. Did anyone die? Oh, maybe they did die. Oh, yeah. Lightning debuff. Okay. I think they should be fine now. Yeah, in fact, the debuff has gone. Okay. Yeah, let's not allow anyone to just pointlessly die here, as I said. Anyway, we're gonna take a break and continue this quest next time. Probably finish it too, because, well, it looks like we've explored most of the underground at this point. So, yeah, there can't be that much more. But I expected this one to be a bit lengthier, and, well, it turned out to be. I also maybe took my time a bit more than I needed to, but, you know, that's pretty much normal at this point. Anyway, enough for now. As always, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye!